Welcome. So after talking about validation in the previous modules, let's talk about what is security testing and what are the types of testing. So security testing is a process intended to reveal flaws in the security mechanisms of an information system that protect data and maintain functionality as intended. And that was the Wikipedia definition. So security testing is not validation. Security testing consists of running tests through a manual process or automated tools to discover weaknesses, flaws, or bugs in the software, application, or device. The types of security testing are several, and they are, for example, vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, other security tests through various automated tools, depending on the nature of the application or the device or the system, and then code review, which is initiated in the test environment. Okay. Now let's talk about vulnerability assessment. So we have looked at previously about Nessus and Qualys vulnerability assessment tools, and we've walked through their demos as well. So VA scanners like Qualys and Nessus have various tests built in, such as for malware, vulnerabilities, web application flaws, OWASP top 10, compliance scanning against CIS DISA benchmarks. Those capabilities are also available. And then penetration testing is separate from vulnerability assessment. Penetration testing, also called pen testing for short, is the practice of testing a computer system, network, or web application to find vulnerabilities that an attacker could exploit. And there's some additional steps that pen testing actually covers, which vulnerability assessment doesn't cover. So pen testing is usually, not always, but usually outsourced to a third-party expert consultant. And the reason for that is because these pen testers, they're very, very specialized, people with very, very specialized skill sets, and they usually don't reside in customer organizations, but that is not always the case. They usually reside either with consultants or they are consultants, freelance consultants, for example. So usually outsourced to a third party depending on nature and criticality of the application or service being launched. And one more reason why why the pen testing is usually outsourced is because an independent third party review is required and not from the internal team. And this is a highly specialized skill not commonly found in-house, as we mentioned. Pen tests can be automated, and usually they're a combination of manual and automated mechanisms, because the pen tester has a toolkit. Just like a car mechanic, a vehicle mechanic has a toolkit, and some tools are automated and some tools are manual. So pen tests can be automated with software applications or they can be performed manually. Either way, the process includes gathering information about the target before the test, which is called reconnaissance, identifying possible entry points, attempting to break in either virtually or for real, and reporting back the findings. Now, the third type of testing is covered under other security tests. If the testing is being conducted in-house for other types of security tests, not vulnerability assessment, not pen tests, but other types of security tests. So if these are being conducted in-house by people who are employees of the organization, the test should be conducted starting from the pilot testing or staging environment and revalidated again in the production environment. Because these are in-house, so you have to follow the SDLC, or you kind of really have to start testing right from an early stage. So it's recommended that the in-house resources should start testing while the pilot testing is being done in the test environment. If the testing is being conducted by a third party, specialist such as for pen testing, as we discussed, it would normally be conducted only in the production environment, and it may not be conducted earlier in the pilot, and the reason for that is because of the cost and because usually the third-party consultant is engaged right at the end when you're ready for production. And the pilot testing is usually done a few weeks or a few months before, and that would consist of maybe in-house testing. Now, other security tests, if they are in-house, it would be in-house testing, and really the capability and experience of the people and the resources is very important, because all these tools that you're going to do for in-house testing, they require expertise, practice, experience, knowledge. And you would conduct tests, for example, for OWASP ZAP proxy, which is called the ZAP tool. And you would report the findings and reconfirm once the remediation is done or the IT fixes the issues that were identified. And if these security tests are outsourced, as mentioned, will most likely be conducted only in the production environment, which is prior to go live, as we had discussed, but on the actual production environment. Prior to go live, and then after the pen testing, after all the vulnerabilities and problems flaws have been removed, then you actually give business the go-ahead. And you follow the same sequence as for in-house testing, if the security testing is outsourced. For code review examines flaws and vulnerabilities in the programming source code. And a complete cycle is initiated early, and also in the pilot testing phase, we conduct a code review. May be conducted for production applications as well. So code review requires a mature internal process, experience, and capability, because here, we have these quality assurance personnel who conduct quality assurance software testing, for example. But code review on software is a very specialized security review. And the idea is to review the code and pick out security flaws in the architecture, design, coding, all of that. So the code review activity may be integrated with software quality assurance testing to make it a unified, integrated testing for security and quality assurance with a single window to the developers. And that makes it much easier for them. So we will talk about the code review in one of the further lectures. Thank you. That's all that we have for this module.